My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Silent Level 15 Ascension, max level, unfavorable events. Ooh, 6 max HP to get 250 gold with an early shop on the floor. Ooh, I want it. I want it. I really do. That could get us a card or a relic that entirely defines the run. Actually, just going to triple block here. Stall for this turn. Sure, I get a wound in my deck. But now I have the ability to kill one of them and mostly block the remaining damage. It's a fine hand to draw with both of those wounds when it's not necessary to not have them. 2 strikes in my next hand, right? No. But that's okay. We're fully defended. Alright. Very little loss of life. Pretty happy about it all. Dash. I mean, this early in the game, I need to take a copy of Dash so that I can actually try and fight elites. I'll take the relic with regret, because I am... Snecko Skull, whenever you apply poison, apply 1 digital poison. Because I am about to go to a camp where I can just remove it. Regret needs to be removed, so that's non-negotiable. Just happens instantly. This is difficult. I want to take Backstab because I like Backstab. I also want to take Vajra. You know what? Sure. I'm not going to take Well-Laid Plans right now. I can't take the Cursed Regret though because I don't have a very soon upcoming ability to remove. Double Defense Strike. So obviously now that I've got Snecko Skull, I'm super incentivized to pick up Noxious Fumes as soon as I see it, or a Bouncing Flask. And since I have Vajra, I'm super incentivized to pick up anything that gives me multiple attacks. Most notably in the Silence deck, that includes things like Shivs. I'll take an Acrobatics, just get myself some card draw in this deck right now. My first Smith is probably going to be on the Neutralize, then Dash, so that I feel much more comfortable against elites. Speaking of elites, alright. Let's try and take out a backliner before it gets an attack off. I do concede 9 damage here, but I prevent 9 damage next turn by being able to kill you. In fact, I managed to prevent all damage this turn. That dash probably should have gone against the sentry in the center, just in case I have 30 damage this turn to kill it, which I don't. So, accidentally did the right thing, because now I'll have the 18 damage, possibly, next turn to kill this sentry. Which I don't. And now I'm too heavily invested in killing the frontline sentry to stop. Ah well. At the very least, I'm completely protected this turn. Thank you, Dash. Dash has prevented a lot of damage. Nice. There goes almost all of my defense. Gonna be, hopefully, a very offensive hand. Oh, never mind. Got another Dash. It's prevented so much damage to me so far. Orichalcum, if you end your turn without gaining block, gain 6 block. Nice in the other game. I'm going to take a second Backstab because I'm a wild dude who can't be tamed. Double Backstab you for the kill. And then get very close to a kill on you. But just short. Glass Knife. I'm totally going to take Glass Knife here because we've got the Vajra, which increases, which incentivizes anything that does a multi-hit, and Glass Knife hits twice. Glass Knife is also just 24 damage, when upgraded, of course. 24 damage for 1 cost, which is ridiculous. Frozen Eye, when viewing your draw pile, the cards are now shown in correct order. We used that a lot last match. Last game, rather. Let's go 24 here. And we can weaken you for the next turn. Since we have 2 backstabs and we have all this extra strength, or rather all this extra strength, 1 extra strength. Here I'm going to take a single copy of Skewer, actually. Since we've got these backstabs and this 1 extra strength, courtesy of Vajra, a really good pickup I'd like to see is Bag of Marbles, which is at the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies, so it'll make our backstabs absolutely destroy targets initially. I'm going to take a Skewer here because it now deals 8 damage X times, and when it's upgraded, it'll deal 11 damage X times, which is going to make it really much easier for us to... There's Noxious Fumes. To see and then immediately pick Noxious Fumes. I'm also going to take a Mind Blast here, because it's also going to be like another backstab for me, effectively. That's a lot of damage. I hate that if I used my draw potion there, I could have possibly completed that flawlessly. Pen Nib, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. That's ridiculous. If we can get that to affect the Glass Knife, we're going to go insane. And I'm not going to take any of these. Even Catalyst, because Noxious Fumes, while it's going to build at a reasonable rate, we're not really going to be using... We don't want to hold a Catalyst the entire time while we wait for that. It builds too slowly. Here I'd like to remove a card from my deck, but I also really want to upgrade Backstab, Backstab, Glass Knife, Mind Blast, Noxious Fumes. I'm actually going to upgrade. I'm going to go for the upgrade on the Noxious Fumes, because we've got a boss fight coming up, and that's going to take a while. And yeah, especially if we got these guys, this was going to be annoying as well. We could actually instantly kill this Sentry, but we are playing at least 1 defense this turn. No, we won't play 1 defense, because we've got Orichalcum. And our next hand is mostly defensive, so we actually do want to kill one of these. So Orichalcum blocks us for 6, whereas if I played my own block, I would have prevented Orichalcum from triggering, and I would have only blocked myself for 5. Okay. I don't get to play the Noxious Fumes there, but we have only 1 target left on the board, which I'm thinking is probably a pretty good way to be going. We checked the Pen Nib before we attacked there so that we could make sure that we were attacking in the right order to get the most effect out of the doubling. Blue Candle. Curses can now be played. I'm really glad I didn't remove the Parasite now, because I now have a way to remove it in battle. And none of these are powerful enough to go in our deck. Crippling Poison's just a little too expensive for what it does. Alright, the boss this floor actually shouldn't be that bad. I'm gonna upgrade the Glass Knife here. Worst case scenario, we can just use the regen potion here. Cool. Okay, let's acrobatics, looking for another defend card so that I can just do these. We're putting 4 poison on the enemy per turn. That is... it's insane. As much as I would have liked to play the Glass Knife there, it would have cost me too much to do. Weakening the enemy this turn is going to be super powerful. I'll just defend all incoming damage. The longer we take with the enemy, the better off we are, because they're just going to be more and more poisoned the longer we wait. Here I am going to double defend and drop the glass knife because it's 26 damage, but it's only 3 damage that's taken back to me. And now Skewer, because it's X cost, I can cast it for 0, and casting it for 0 will actually increment the pen nib without dealing any damage. Okay, against a thorned enemy, it would have incremented the pen nib without dealing any damage back to me. However, Sharp Hide is whenever you play an attack, take 3 damage, which is different to the Thorns activation. Right. Beautiful. Bye forever. This isn't a 1,000 cuts deck, not really. So last time I had Nightmare and Backstab in the same deck, there were a lot of people who, like, in fact, I think I got this comment like 5 or 10 times, that were saying, Nightmare plus Backstab is a bunch of free damage. No, it's not. Because Nightmare costs you to play it. You're discounting the cost of Nightmare. Sure, like, Backstab is really good to be duplicating, but Nightmare itself costs you energy to play. Gotta keep that in mind. I will actually take a copy of Nightmare, though, because it's just so high potential. This is bad, though. I can't take Velvet Choker, because I will be playing a lot of times 6 or more cards in a turn. And Runic Dome, since we don't have an overly defensive deck, it's going to be difficult. I think I still have to take Runic Dome, though, because I need extra energy for this deck. It's going to really, really help out Skewer. It's going to enable us to play Dash more often. It's going to enable us to Acrobatics for the draw. But more importantly than anything else, it's going to enable us to actually use Nightmare. So we gain energy at the start of each turn. We can no longer see enemy intents, which is going to make this quite severe. All right. Yeah, we'll Nightmare this turn. Fully defend wherever possible. Okay, Strength Potion, gain 1 strength. For us, it's probably better than the Draw Potion. Predator is a really good pickup as well. Predator's just a really nice card to have, especially considering it's possible that this floor we end up picking up... Oh, Jax? Yeah. I'm mad about it, but Jax is probably a good pickup as well. Especially since this floor, it's possible that we pick up the Necronomicon, which would enable us to double hit with the Dash or double hit with Predator. Here, we've got a 100% chance of becoming cursed if we pick up this relic, but since we can play Curse with the blue candle, I'm kind of fine with that. And we got Mummified Hand. Whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. That's pretty good. Remove all strikes, obtain 5 bites, lose 30% max HP. We have all of our strikes still in our deck. That's a good pick. It's a good pick for us. There's the bag of marbles we desperately wanted. Unfortunately, can't take it. Unfortunately, when we aren't in a... It's an apotheosis, yikes. Unfortunately, when we aren't in our opening turn, finisher isn't that good for us. So I think we actually just pass everything here. Alright. Let's get to some smithing. First upgrade's going to have to be on Nightmare because we need the energy to be able to play it without being sad. Let's use a Strength Potion to start off this fight. What's in our next hand? Okay, we've got 26 on the backliner. So if I can't kill the backliner this turn, can I kill the backliner this turn? 26. 26 plus 18 is 44. And then double skewer. Yeah, we've actually got a kill. Got a 26 on you next turn anyway. Actually, just gonna kill you. I forgot I had the pen nib. This guy can only do 7 damage at a time, so as long as I double defend, I'm completely defended. So just gonna make sure that I double defend every turn, and all I use against this enemy should be bite. And when I said double defend every turn, I mean since my enemy is weakened, I only need to use a single defense. But now it is bite time. Getting back as much HP as I could. Ninja Scroll, start each combat with 3 shivs in hand. Start each combat with 3 shivs in hand. Who am I? Sean Connery? Alright, we do need some AoE, so I'm actually going to pick up a dagger spray here. With 3 shivs in hand at the start of each combat is pretty. I'm also going to take a Mind Blast upgrade here because we've got 26 cards in hand. We're going to draw 7 in our opening hand. So 7 in our opening hand plus 3 shivs means our opening hand is 10 cards full. But on top of that, the Mind Blast will deal 19 damage. Tiny chest, gain 30 gold. You're 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Not a bad pickup. But this should give us the ability a lot of the time to just blow up enemies before they really know what's happening. I should have used a bite there at the end, by the way. That would have been correct. I think I need to take an Infinite Blades with this deck. Especially because we have the Mummified Hand. And for that same reason, we're going to upgrade the Infinite Blades. Probably need to use my regen in this fight as well. Okay. Jax. Infinite Blades lowers the cost of the Predator. Now, I have 7 attacks in hand, so I'm actually not going to be able to get a pen, shiv, nib thing off here. That was very bad play on my part, by the way. Don't do what Donnie don't did. I could have easily killed there. It would have been just use Skewer. It basically could not have been simpler. I forgot that I'd already prepped my pen nib. I'm just going to pretend that I'm prolonging this fight so that I can try and heal, and then it went badly, and I couldn't have expected that at all. That's what I'm going to pretend, but we all know the truth. Mercury Hourglass at the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies. That's going to supplement the AoE that we don't really have. We're not going to take an expertise here. That's not how this deck works. We're probably not getting all the way back through the deck, so I don't need to lose an HP to play that Wraith. Gosh. The damage these enemies put out is insane. An upgraded Bane's actually going to be pretty good. We've got Noxious Fumes in this deck as well. So now we get to play Nightmare for free. Use it to copy the Mind Blast. Now Mind Blast does double damage, so we'll use that. Usually the Mystic does not attack on the first turn. There's the buff. There's 3 Mind Blasts. Blow up the enemy instantly. Not going to take any of those. I'm going to need to rest before the boss here, though. Which is unfortunate, but had to happen. Alright, we will acrobatics, but we are going to use a backstab first. That's what I wanted. I wanted the nightmare there. I'm gonna writhe here because we are gonna be going through the deck enough times. I'll get that Mind Blast copied. Then it's defend, backstab, shiv, ups the damage of the Mind Blast, then we double Mind Blast. And I'm actually probably gonna need the regen potion through the course of this fight. Yeah, we were even made weak. Actually gonna defend here. And then I've got my glass knife next turn. Yeah, that's rough. Please buff this turn. God, that's a lot of attacks the enemy is doing. At least I know they're not attacking this turn, which is good, but also fuck. Because they're going to be doing their self-purge. There they go. So I need to somehow deal 100 damage this turn. I don't think that's possible. It's not far from possible. It isn't possible, but it wasn't far. If we had Noxious Fumes earlier in that fight, we would have had a double hit here with the Bane. So we've got 24... 13, 24, 13's not enough, yeah. It's 37. Even double defend is probably not going to be enough to get us past here. But that said, worth trying. Do that for the heal as well. I just need the enemy to do self-buff this turn. Yeah, if they hit, we're dead. That's really unfortunate. Courtesy of the fact that I could never really tell when they were going to be hitting me with any effects, I couldn't really drop the Ancient Potion. But I also... No. I could have just dropped the Ancient Potion at the start of that fight. Because you don't need to play it the turn that they hit you. You just gain the artifacting, and then that artifacting is with you. That's unfortunate. But 22 minutes into the episode means we go into another run. That was going to be a speed run. That was going to be a good. It's an extremely aggressive deck. Not really what I do, usually. Alright, we'll lose all of our gold to get 12 max HP, because max HP is a really important stat. If that run proved nothing else to us, it should be that max HP is really important. Weaken the enemy that has the most damage. And then block 13. We're actually completely blocked. It's nice. It's nice. Then we've got... easy kill for the back line. Start working on the front. Stab, defend, survivor. All good. Alright, managed to get out of there without taking damage. We'll take an Ancient Potion and Cloak and Dagger. I'm mad about this, but the safe option is just taking the 50. It's possible that any of these question marks could be remove a card from your deck, and then we're sad that we didn't take the regret, which we would then remove. But it's also possible that none of these question marks upcoming give me the ability to remove something from my deck, and if they don't, well then I just get to eat shit till I die, which is not fun. So I'm going to take a little damage here, but I should be able to clean up after. Good lord. I mean, I still don't take damage that turn, but still. Could have given me the kill. Dash for the same reasons that we took it last time. I can't take a Cursed Doubt. I need my damage. Rough. Really, really rough. That's a really good opening for us, both of them trying to do their effect. And dash in this hand for the kill. Got a regen potion, as well as an alchemize to get some more potions. Okay. There's no way in my next two hands I have the ability to kill either of these backliners. So I'm gonna target the middle. Oh man, I'm not even gonna be able to kill it in this turn. Yikes. Potions mean less to me now that I have an alchemize and that I have 3 in hand. I've explained before why I think that they're... Oh, this is rough, though. I've explained before why I think there are circumstances where you want to kill the middle before you kill either the front or back. Kind of getting rough draws here where we get all of our offense on the turns where they're offensive and all of our defense on the turns where they aren't. But still, we'll be fine. Okay. Attack, double defend. There's the rest of my defend cards, thankfully. Real pleased about it, as you can tell from my tone of voice. There's more attack cards than I can play. Come on, please give me lethal. Aww. I just wanted to murder. That's so wrong. Molten Egg. Whenever you want to add an attack card to your deck, it is upgraded. Finisher. Alright, now we're heavily incentivized to take more attack cards than anything else. Okay, so enemy 20 HP. 20 HP, we've got just short of that in terms of damage. We're always playing Cloak and Dagger. We're always neutralizing that target. Let's just defend as best we can. Without any AoE, this fight was always going to be rough. It's important to kill the one that's trying to buff itself. I'm going to take a quick slash only because it immediately upgrades itself and we want a little more offense right now. Start drinking a regen potion, and this is our opening turn. I wasn't expecting it to be so, but we've got our dash in our next hand, hopefully. There it is. Pretty good, pretty good. We are just going to need to attack at pretty much all available opportunities here, because this is a damage race. Ouch. That's a really, really poor hand for us to get. I'm going to drink an ancient potion here so that I can keep my strength a little, so that I can try and still burn through this enemy. Keep my defense, rather. I forgot which one you keep. And then drop an explosive potion to prevent 15 damage there. Shovel, you can now dig for loot rest sites. And die for a little bit more AoE. It immediately upgrades itself as well. Ice Cream energy is now conserved between turns, which means that there is at least one person in the comment section that is now very angry at me for having gotten that, because I'm extremely lucky. We have an elite coming up. I would love to dig here, but I'm going to have to rest before I start doing digs. Dreamcatcher, whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. Rough. Okay. So we take 16 damage here, but that might actually be all the damage we even end up taking in this fight. Yeah. I'll alchemize to get a potion because we're probably going to get 10 damage next turn regardless. And we do. Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. Pretty good pickup. Dex potion, gain 1 dex. We might actually have to use that in the final fight on this floor. Bullet time's interesting. I don't think I can do that, though. I don't have enough draw in this deck to really start using it. Take gain Noxious Fumes. We'll dig here. Kunai, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dex. That is extremely important. And now we upgrade Cloak and Dagger as a result of that. Because Cloak and Dagger is now going to give me 2 shivs, which is 2 towards the activation of Kunai. And it's also worth noting that Cloak and Dagger benefits from Kunai, right? Because it gives me defense. Blue Candle, we can now play curse cards. Sure. So it's going to be really difficult to get and keep us cursed. Whew. There's a dex for me. I'm going to throw in some weakness this turn. I'll Cloak and Dagger, which is going to put 2 shivs into my deck that I can't use right now. Which is rough. I only get to play 1 attack here, but again, we do need to be pretty careful about our HP. Awesome. Good turn there. Shiv. Strike to deal as much damage while we force him to change modes as possible. Got a little bit of energy carrying between turns with the Ice Cream. Now we're going to be carrying a lot from this turn. Neutralize Quick Slash. Cloak and Dagger. This is excellent. And then Finisher for 30 damage suddenly. Really good pickup. Beautiful. Alright, we were able to get through this boss without using the regen potion, which I'm really happy about. I could have just taken that slow. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I know why I didn't. But I still could have just taken it slow. Glass Knife is fine. So is Alchemize, actually. Take the Glass Knife. Because it immediately upgrades itself courtesy of the Molten Egg. And Sozu is unfortunate, but I still think I have to take it. I need the extra energy. So even though Alchemize now becomes a bad card in my deck, in fact it does literally nothing for me, I still think that Sozu is a really good pickup for me. Especially because I have Ice Cream to conserve my energy between turns. Having extra energy is ridiculous. Our other options are Velvet Choker. You cannot play more than 6 cards a turn, gain energy at the start of each turn. I mean, when we play Cloak and Dagger, we play 3 cards, and that's just Cloak and Dagger. Obviously, with Finisher, we're incentivized to play a lot of attacks in a single turn, which we're not going to be able to do with the Velvet Choker. And the final option is Astrolabe. Upon pickup, choose and upgrade, transform 3 cards, then upgrade them. Some of you might say, hey, why not do that and transform Parasite? I had this a lot in a recent episode. Couldn't you have transformed your curse at the end there? Short answer is no. When you transform a curse, it transforms exclusively into a different curse. However, it is worth noting, in this unique circumstance, if I was to transform my curse Parasite, it would transform into another curse, which would then try and add itself to my deck, which would then be negated by Omamori. So in this and only this circumstance, I would be able to use Astrolabe to remove a curse from my deck. But I need the extra energy, it's too important. So now I actually go for rests so that I can dig. I think I'm actually skipping all elites this floor as well as a result of that. I do need to discard all of my explosive potions as soon as possible, so that I don't confuse myself. Not going to dig back through my deck to get back to that parasite, so I don't need to use it. Quick slash. Dodge and roll is a really, really powerful defensive card when you have increased strength. But we also need some AoE. When you have increased dex, rather, because it benefits twice from dex. Once this turn, once next turn. But we need the AoE so that we can take out these enemies. I really don't want to put another curse on my... Actually, you know what? I have to, because I can't lose 27 HP here. And O'Memorian will negate that curse for me. We're likely going to be in this fight long enough that we will get back to that parasite. Never mind, I'm probably wrong. Which I'm usually glad to be. Holy crumbs. Footwork. Gain 2 decks. Really powerful card. Before you lies an elaborate shrine to a forgotten spirit. We'll remove Parasite. Our next removal is Alchemize, though. Footwork, Noxious. Weaken the enemy with a high hit. Ow. Damage. Ooh. Delectable damage output right there. Alright. Backstab immediately upgrades itself when I pick it up. Perfect. Anchor. Start each combat with 10 block is going to be really handy for us. Otherwise, I would be taking 18 damage right now. Instead, I'm only taking not that. Whee! Gosh, that's a lot of damage I'm still taking, though. There's another regen potion I can't use. Discard all of these potions so that I don't get confused. Shuriken. That's what I was waiting for. Shuriken, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Now we'll remove the Alchemize. And I need to start picking up more defensive options. Tincture, whenever you discard a card during your turn, deal 3 damage to a random enemy for each card discarded. So now, if we play a bunch of shivs in a single turn, we're going to get extra strength and extra dex, and it's going to make it almost impossible to kill us. I actually probably need to rest here. Can't do it. Even out maneuver, I can't really take there. And I'm not going to be going for elites. There's no reason to risk my run by doing that. Okay. Obviously, the most powerful card in my deck right now is Cloak and Dagger because it makes it so much easier for me to get my other triggers. So if I can get more Cloaks and Daggers, we're going to be in a really good position. Footwork, defend, defend. Oh, die. This Noxious Fumes is going to underperform as well. It's not going to increase at the same rate as all of our other abilities. It's just going to get left behind in the dust. Another potion I should discard. Yep. That's the kind of thing we can do on turn 1. We're also really going to be incentivized to pick up more backstabs, because they're 0 cost that start in our opening hand, then we can just destroy things instantly. Concentrate's also actually a good pickup. We just play it at the end of each of our hands, and it gives us extra energy for the next turn using Ice Cream. Probably shouldn't have taken on this elite, to be honest with you. Hubris. That's what got to me, if you're wondering. Really would have been better if that hit the frontliner there. Oh well. Last knife, quick slash. Dash will make the glass knife deal 2 more. We did get a really ridiculous opening there. We got our AoEs, our cards when we really needed them. So close to that kill. We take exactly 1 damage here, by the way. In this fight, the Gremlin Leader fight. We need more Cloak and Daggers, and then we need to upgrade them. Blood Bowl. At the start of each combat, heal 3 HP. Flechette deals damage for skills in hand, which we're not going to have a lot of. Having a malaise when you have the Ice Cream is always really good, but it's going to interfere with our ability to do other things. We don't want Jax. We gain our own strength our own way. We don't need Jax to do it for us. Lantern, alright. Gain energy on the first turn of each combat. That's pretty good. Okay. Slash. Da-da-da. Strike. Dash. And then finisher for 40 damage. Beautiful. Now I've got our poison starting to set up. Okay. This needs to be a more defensive turn. Thankfully, we were delivered pretty much exactly what we would have wanted for that. Completely defend ourselves. Just off of the back of 2 cards, courtesy of our extra stats. Enemy's doing its self-buff this turn, so I can just hold on. That's 40 damage you're trying to do. Alright, you can deal 30 of it. Now I'm executed. I'm actually probably dead here. Yeah. Because we didn't have the weaken lasting for an extra turn. And that was really unfortunate that he went in, made us vulnerable 1 turn, and then next turn just hit us with the execute. That's really unfortunate. It's also really unfortunate there that we didn't get more copies of Cloak and Dagger. Seriously, like, another copy of Cloak and Dagger? Another 2 copies of Cloak and Dagger, God forbid? That deck would have been unkillable. Really, really unfortunate we didn't manage to pick those up. But, hey, I'm actually quite happy with how that deck went. The final 2 attacks being that weaken and then that giant hit did fuck with this. I think if I rested, I still would have died to that exact same hit. Because we had, what, like 19 on the block and 20-something HP. Would have rested for another 23, and it was 22 times 3. Yep, we were probably still dead. Digging for relics is how we are going to win Ascension 15 a lot of the time. Just have a look at the Ironclad Ascension 11 that we had last run. That was all just down to the fact that we kept digging for relics. Really unfortunate to see good runs go to waste, because these runs would all have succeeded. Like, a lot of the runs that have been really contentious and then just got pipped at the post either got unlucky or I misplayed. A lot of them would have survived that poor luck or that misplay in non-Ascension mode. It's just that we're in these real rough conditions at the moment. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.